Okay. So to help each other where needed, connecting, setting up one-to-one meetings, camaraderie, encouragement, collaboration, empowerment, fellowship, and more. So what is the scuttlebutt.club? If you go to it, it is an HTTP, not an HTTPS yet. So it is safe to open up if you get a warning from whatever system you use, but it'll look like this that you see on the screen. You can also scan that QR code, will take you to that. And it's where you can go to watch last week's recording, or you can let somebody else in here. You can also sign up to be a spotlight speaker if you just go to the form at the bottom. And all I will say about that is make sure that you choose more than one date. So it makes it easier for me to schedule you in case someone else has already picked that date ahead of you. And when you pull it up on a computer, this is what it looks like. Oh, I forgot to update this. This was last week, so I know that it's higher. The membership numbers. It's the only slide I forgot to do this week. All right. So, Monica, I didn't get anything from you for the hero highlights, so I'm going to use this moment to brag a little bit. My son, Grady, who has re-enlisted for another 4 years, he went to Arizona not too long ago, and while he was there, he worked his tail off to get a couple of airplanes. I don't know how many airplanes, but in the air, ones that had been just sitting and they needed them. And so he went there, helped get them going. Well, Major General Roger B. Turner, who is over the entire Pacific region, was there on his base and presented him with an award. And of course, he and my son made it out like it was no big deal, but I'm sorry, the 3-star general giving my son an award was a pretty awesome deal to me. And you can see a little bit better in this close-up picture. This is the general here, and my son, the tall one. He's like the tallest one out of everybody that was standing here, but anyways, I'm super proud of him, and I just want to take a moment to brag. So
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I'm super excited. So it was kind of a good and a bad week because my other son, who had surprised me and come into town for a week and a half, left to go back last Thursday, and was right about the same time that this was going on. So and he only has till July. He'll be out. The younger brother will be out soon, so made it a little easier to say goodbye to him. All right, so I'm going to stop my screen sharing so that we can have our business brief. So think 30 to 60 seconds, what you would tell everybody if you were standing in an elevator and only had a very short time to explain what you do. So I am going to start with Mary.
Hello, everyone. So how many of you or your parents have old home movies that you no longer can see? My parents have an 8mm movie from their wedding, and none of us have a projector. So if you could watch those again, what people would you like to see? What voices would you like to hear again? I can help you get those converted so that those memories and those videos can be brought back to life and shared with your friends and family. I'm Mary Gant, your photo coach, because your memories are worth preserving.
And I will testify to Forever. I have a Forever account, and it is going to be coming in very handy when I go through all my photo albums. I'm downsizing and want to get everything in digital form. So, all right.
I'll help you with it.
I'm sorry, what? Yeah,
I'll help you with
it. Good deal. Yeah, because like my sister and I are talking about, there are like a lot of pictures from my mom and from our childhood growing up. And so we're going to be able to coordinate. If she gets a free account, she can go on and get into my account. And so it'll definitely help with that. All right. I'm going to move on to Stephen. Stephen, tell us how we can help you too.
Hi, yeah, Stephen, artist and creator of the comic book Tales of Nihilism, published on Global Comics. And my elevator pitch would be: are you searching for a unique and cost effective way to reach a dedicated audience? Look no further than Tales of Nihilism. Our upcoming events like Plastic City Comic Con and Veteran Comic Con offer prime advertising space with limited available slots. Join us in showcasing your business to be engaged to a community of comic enthusiasts and veterans. With our personalized approach and comprehensive social media campaigns, your ad will stand out and make lasting impressions. Don't miss this opportunity to elevate your brand with Tales of Nihilism.
Wow, awesome. When are those things coming up? Do you have a
Plastic
date?
City, yeah, Plastic City is July. I want to say it's the 28th. And then Veteran Comic Con doesn't have an exact date, but it's in November in San Francisco. One's in Boston and one's in San Francisco. So
Okay.
both both coasts.
Oh, okay, cool.
And we have a sponsor, Oscar Mike Radio, which is a veteran podcast, and they also will elevate our advertisers and sponsors.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Stephen.
No problem.
Lorraine, let's hear from you.
Hi, my name is Lorraine Edwards, and my company is A Single Mission. I'm a speaker and author, podcaster. I just released a book, Pray It Forward, for women who choose to fight on their knees. And I serve women, single women and married women, to help them live, love, and marry wiser, make wiser decisions in their relationships through speaking, writing, and podcasting.
Love it. As a single woman, I can appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. So I'm just going across the screen here. So I'll go to Ben.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for the pitch there. So if you're looking for gold and silver, there's a lot out there that you need to know before you get started. And we've got a program that helps people understand what to buy, when to buy, where to buy, and how to sell when you need to. But right now, everybody's holding on to a lot of this fiat currency that is quickly losing its purchasing power. When's the last time you held gold and silver in your hand and you knew that that was wealth? It's not representing wealth, it is wealth. It's what you can transact with when times get tough. A lot of countries are, their currencies are going to zero. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. And then they're having to sell mom's jewelry just to feed the family. Let's not have people get into that situation. Let's help them buy gold and silver in a wise manner. Get a hold of me or join me on my daily show. Just join benrusk.com every Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. Eastern. Unfortunately, I won't be there tomorrow because I have a doctor's appointment. But other than that, we have a show every day. So please join us and listen in on the presentation, and we'll help educate you on what we have and where you can get gold and silver. Thanks.
All right. Thank you, Ben. Yeah, and I know my son and I both are going to get in touch with you here pretty soon. So, and I am going to skip down to, for some reason, Don, you got down to the bottom of my screen, but you were here first. So I want to give you an opportunity to introduce yourself to everybody.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name is Don Brightful. I'm a retired Air Force veteran. And like you, my little one, she's serving in the Air Force also. So she's, I think that makes either third or fourth generation Air Force. So pretty much, I run a cybersecurity as a service company. I offer consulting to small to medium-sized business as well as training. Small to medium-sized, if you think that you might not need cybersecurity, the small to medium-sized business does. Mary, if I'm not mistaken, Forever, is that who you work for? Is Forever?
Yes,
Okay, so that's the fiduciary company that keeps pictures for like 100 years, right? Yes.
Forever, the name,
Yep.
yes.
Let me go ahead and endorse that company right now. And I've been researching them for quite a while. And just to let you know, the pitch Mary a little bit is that as an IT professional, I will tell you that Microsoft, OneDrive, Google, they will not keep your stuff. They will delete it. So, yeah, so definitely look that up. So I wanted to throw that in there.
Thank
So
you.
pretty much, yep. So pretty much, I can take an individual that has no cybersecurity experience and train them to the level of a tier one analyst. That's somebody that can actually go and look at alerts and work on the first tier of the process, as well as higher training for individuals that would like to further their career. So if you're looking for an analyst at the level of a Google analyst, give me a call, nexusdragon.com.
Awesome. And I love that you promoted somebody else's business as well. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've been researching them for a while, and when I came because I actually kind of had an idea for that because one day I was like, hey, what what will happen if because your solid state drives, they'll go. Your if you have any kind of media on disk or anything like that, those can go. Now you might be okay maybe with like a CD, but then that's iffy because if the CD gets dust on it or if it gets damaged, it'll go. So I don't know, I could be wrong, but that's the only company I've seen so far where they act as a fiduciary. So that means they'll keep that stuff for 100 years. And I've got about maybe 10 to 20,000 photos, as well as my youngest son is completely online. Some people keep those on phones. That's the way ransomware is going today, it's not a good idea. So I was looking at joining them here in the near future. So I thought, and that's the first person I've seen that's actually been out there. So that's why I brought it up.
There you go. So I
We can
see a
talk more.
1-to-1 happening here. So we're gonna promote that. All right. Let me go on to Natalie, my Shackley lady. I can't hear you. We'll give you a chance to work on that. Maybe if you get it straightened out before, we'll get you on there. And I will say that Natalie is a walking billboard for the Shackley Company. She has a passion for helping people with their health, and they have an unbelievable line of very high quality vitamins, supplements. I don't necessarily call them, well, we think of them as vitamins and supplements. And I'm just going to give her pitch here. So one of the things that I love when I ordered my vitamins from her is they have a thing on there called Meology. And I went in and I put my medical history, my blood work, like all my levels from the doctor the last time I was there, and answered a bunch of questions. And then it shot me out and said, this is what you need. And so I ordered it, and they come in little packets with everything I need for each day. And so I would need to reorder pretty soon. I've actually needed to reorder for quite a long time, but I did notice a vast improvement in my blood work from one time to the next when I went to the doctor. So I highly recommend them. All right, I'll move on to Brother Bill or Bro Bill. Good to
Hello,
meet you.
I forgot I didn't change it because I use Zoom for a Bible study group too, and that's why it's Brother Bill.
Okay, well, you can be Brother Bill here too.
Well, my name's William, a disabled Army veteran, and I work for a company called Exertus Financial Partners. We just started off here in Arizona, and what we do is we do living benefits, wills, estate planning, basically the whole life thing that you want to be doing. We try to take care of you from top to bottom, and basically, like I said, we just starting off here in Arizona, so we're trying to get the word out and help people out, especially since COVID hit. We don't know how long we're going to be living, so I'm trying to make sure if you pass away, you have something for your family, or if you pass away and you don't have a will or a trust, we get you out of probate court. That's basically what we do.
All right. Thank you. Good to meet you. And do you only work in Arizona?
Well, I can do Zoom all over the United States and everything, but I'm based out of Arizona.
Okay. So you can help clients anywhere.
Right. I just came back from California the other day, Yuma the other day. So.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And let's see, I'll go to Ruben.
Hello, everybody. Sorry I was a little late. We had a funeral for a veteran, and over 200 people showed up. It was really interesting. Unfortunately, he suffered from Alzheimer's, so that's the way it goes. But anyway, I just want to recommend again, Natalie and Mary and Angela. Look at Mary came up with, guys. I'm an artist, and I do digital landing pages and what they call dynamic QR codes for small independent business people. Well, Mary knows I'm an artist, so she took my art right there, okay? You'll see a little, it's basically a still life. She produced a puzzle out of it. So now when I finish a painting for someone or whatever, and I want to give them a promo gift, I'll put the QR code on the box. And my wife is a real estate agent. So when she sells a house, take a picture of the house, make a puzzle, then give them to them as a gift. So Mary, you're dynamite. And as far as Natalie's concerned, she takes care of kids' health. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm putting in the chat 2 of the digital tools that I created for both of them, so you can see basically what we do. And if you're interested in it, all you got to do is scan this baby right over here. You get a free 1 QR code from me and a consultation, and we'll set you on up. Thank you.
Sounds great, Ruben. And as far as for me, if you go to angelanelson.life, there is a link to my calendar on there. I would love to have a one-to-one with you. I'm a Legal Shield associate. I have kind of a story of how I've ended up where I'm at, but I'm also working with a financial company called Wealth Wave, and currently working on getting my insurance license and going to be getting my securities license and all of those things. But the company is just phenomenal, and I would love to talk to each and every one of you about it. So let's set up a one-to-one, and we'll go from there. Natalie, did you have anything you wanted to say? Does it work? Can't hear you. Sorry. Oops.
And it
No.
worked 2 hours ago when Natalie and I met.
Oh, too bad. All right. Well, you got a couple of promotions from the rest of us. So all right. And make sure that you share your information in the chat. And I do want to say that I take that information and I put it into a Google spreadsheet each week. And so if you want access to that spreadsheet, just send me an email, and my email address and everything is on that angelanelson.life card. But just send me an email and I will send you an invitation to be able to view that. All right. And so now for our spotlight speaker, Monica has been a friend of mine for quite a while, and she has a passion for helping people, not just with their inside health and nutrition, but also for what is in our environment and what we put into our bodies as well. So I'm not going to share too much more, but I'm going to stop sharing here, and I'm going to make it to where you can share your screen, Monica. So hang on one sec. I meant to do this earlier, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to make you a co-host. Yes. Okay. So I will turn it over to Monica, and you have like 15 minutes, and if you want to open up for Q&A at the end, just let us know. Oh, you know what? I didn't give you your 30 seconds or your 60 seconds.
That's fine. I'll just do it here.
For some reason, I didn't see you when I was going down the screen. Might have needed to scan across.
Well, thank you so much, Angela. I've really enjoyed this. But my name is Monica, and I am certified in indoor environmental health and nutrition. And basically, I cover anything health. I tell people one of the things that God gave us when He created the earth was He gave us air, water, and nutrition. And those are the basics of life, because if anybody messes it there, you can do everything else and it's not going to help, because we have to eat first before we do anything else. But the way I got into this was, actually sometimes, you have to get sick to really get into it. I've always been in health. My family, we have a lot of naturopathic doctors. And so I grew up actually knowing it and living it, until I moved to Georgia, and I started having allergies. I didn't even know what allergies were. And I was looking for a natural way to heal my body. And everything the doctors were telling me, I love doctors because I know they do great work. But, sometimes they just want to give you the easy way to take a pill. And that did not work for me. And my body really doesn't take medication well. And the other thing was, when I looked at the side effects for the medication that was not going to heal me, it was actually worse than what I was experiencing. And so I went on a search to look for something that would heal me. And I came across somebody who told me, "Oh, have you ever thought about your indoor environment?" Because I realized actually that when I came home from work is when I started feeling bad. And I couldn't sleep. I couldn't, I was always nauseated. When I woke up, got up in the morning, I had head fog. I didn't get enough sleep. I was coughing and sneezing and all that. And then I was actually diagnosed with allergic asthma. And so when I started looking at things, the person that I talked to said, "Why don't you get your home tested?" And when I got it tested, sure enough, I could not smell mold in the home, but it was actually inside the walls, and that's what was making me sick. And then on top of that, when I removed the carpets, the people that were there before me, they actually had pets, and all the pet dander and everything that I shed was actually underneath the carpet. And so that was coming up, and that's what I was breathing. And so when I found this company, I just felt a call of God, because, the more I looked into it, the more I found out that over 1 million people actually suffer with asthma and allergies. And, they're told there's no cure. And they're actually the most misdiagnosed in the medical industry. They're the most over-medicated, and also allergy and asthmas are the most misunderstood, because they can be caused by so many things. Not one person is like the other person. And so as I dug into it, obviously I went into indoor health, and found out that the things that have been put out by EPA says that our homes actually have 10 pounds of toxic waste just from building materials. And those things are actually emitted in the air, as we breathe, because that's where we live. 90% of our time we live indoors, whether you are in the home, whether in your office, whether in your school, or you're in the store. We are always surrounded by all these things. And the biggest thing is actually mold, because once it gets into your body, it's very, very difficult to get it out, and a lot of people actually get sick from it. And so my whole thing is about healing the whole body, because one thing is not going to do it. And so that's why I got it to actually certified in nutrition as well, so that when your body is healing and you're eating well, and you're drinking the best water, that at least your body has a fighting chance. And so I do air, water. We have all different kinds of technologies that actually take the toxins out of the home, so that when you're there, the air you're breathing, the water you're drinking, obviously with nutrition, sometimes if you're not able to get, organic food, you can actually wash the toxins off with the kind of water that we use. We call it living water. It's actually a living water technology that makes hydrogen water. And so 90% of the time, we're actually indoors, and 6 out of 10 people in a home are actually diagnosed with any kind of breathing problems. And they have found that 54% of women who work in the home actually get cancer just from the chemicals in the home. And so that's why I do this. I like to, because we think of all the different things. We think about the food we eat or things, but we never really think about the air that we breathe. And you can only live 3 minutes without air. And so it actually is actually more important than the water and the food, because we can live with those for for a longer time. So as you can see in this, can you see my graph? Okay. So you can see
Yes,
from
I
here,
can see.
like our homes are actually more toxic than outside, because everything is actually enclosed in. And, and we can open windows, but if, the whatever is outside is also going to come in the home. And so it's like a double whammy when we are trying to freshen the home. And then when you think about the things that we bring in the home as well, leave alone the 10 pounds of toxic waste that are in the home, we bring all different types of chemicals, our cleaning materials. And I'm so glad that, it's the lady with the Shockley, that she does that, because she helps with the cleaning products. You can buy natural products that are not going to put toxins in the air again. Because one of the things that I tell my clients is, if you look at all the different toxins that we bring at home, things that you use in the kitchen, things that you use in the bathroom, things that you use in the laundry. And I tell people, just go and look at the first 3 products, the first 3 ingredients, and look them up and see what they do. And each one of them listed, it actually has it gives some sort of cancer. And so when you add all those things up, and they're actually ending up in your body, the chemicals that we use, the detergents that we use for washing laundry, they're actually absorbed in your skin, and you don't realize that the skin actually does that. And so we hear a lot of people, I have a lot of people who say, I ate so healthy, I exercised, I did this, but I still got cancer. And then I look at their house and I was like, no, this is where it came from, because we think about all the things that we're doing, but we don't think about the things that we are actually absorbing. And so, we look at, all the things that we are putting in our bodies, whether it's body lotions, whether it's the hair things that we are using, all those things actually contribute to our health. And then, the other thing that most people don't realize is, because, a lot of the chemicals that we use in the home, the last time they tested these chemicals were in 1976. 84,000 have not actually, they are known to be toxic chemicals, but they are not even regulated. So if we're waiting for the government to regulate things, you're going to wait a long time, and that's why people are getting sick. And then, there are only 5 things that are actually regulated by the government. And if you ever read anything in Europe, most of these are actually not even allowed in the country, let alone in anything else. And so, and that's why sometimes you try to sell things overseas and they won't even buy them where they come from America, because they know they're not regulated. And so something, we have to take on ourselves. And, we can't wait for the government to do everything for us. We have to take initiative. And, I tell people, read, read what you're putting in your body, read, because everything is written. And, they only tell you what they want to tell you, but at least if you know those things, you can actually remove them. The other thing that is really important is, I don't know if any of you has ever opened the window first thing in the morning, and there's light coming in and you see little speckles in the air. And most people think that is actually dust. Dust settles on things, so that is not dust. What you're actually seeing is we shed skin like any other animal. We shed over 700,000 scales of skin. And what happens is the skin has to be eaten by something, because it's very, very light. It doesn't fall, and it's magnetic, so it stays in the air. And then, it's eaten by dust mites. And dust mites have dust waste, and that's what we see, and that's what we breathe in. And whether we get allergy, actually I tell people the people who get asthma and allergies are the best because at least it's outward. The rest of it is settling somewhat. Some as long as it's going in, it's going to settle somewhere in your body. And that's where you're going to get sick. I tell people whatever your body's the weakest, that's where something settles in and starts getting sick. And that's why you find somebody say, oh, they have, heart disease, and then before long they have a stroke, before long they have this, before long they have that, because now the body starts reacting to all these things that have been settling in the body for a long time. And so removing these things, all these chemicals, is such a great way to do that. And then, some of the diseases we know about asthma and allergies, but some of the other diseases like COPD and Alzheimer's, and most of the cancers are caused by the chemicals that we actually in the body. And we have seen one of the things, I love to talk to new moms and new parents, because the minute they're told they're expecting a child, the first thing they do is prepare the home, the room for the child. And literally everything they put in that home is chemicals, because they paint the walls, and those walls, just because you put the paint on the wall, it oozes out chemicals. Every time it's hot or cold, that's what it does. If you put hardwood floors, most people have gone to hardwood floors instead of carpet. But think about, in order to get the hardwood floor, the look that it has, whether it's the marbling or the lines or whatever, all those are chemically done. It's, not tree comes out of that from the ground. And then the glues that they use to put the wood together is also a different kind of chemical that is actually emits from that. We also have fireplaces. We don't think of that, those are also the gases that we use for cooking. All those are actually chemicals are still in the air that we are actually breathing. And there has to be a way that, I'm sorry, somebody's calling. Sorry about that. Yeah, that we we are breathing so many things in, and the body kind of gets confused of what to do. And it has to react some way. And then some of the other things are one of the reasons most people have a heart attack in the morning, because they actually did not get enough oxygen and while they were sleeping. And so they have heart attacks or strokes in the morning. Usually I ask people, what's the dirtiest room in your home? And most people think it's the kitchen. Most people think it's the living room where everybody resides. Actually, your bedroom is the dirtiest place, because that's where you sleep. That's where they have, you have the most concentrated of that, skin scales. And then, you sweat, in the bedroom, you do, and that's where the dust mites actually live most, is in the bedroom. And so, that's why, when you're breathing all those toxins in, and then think about the laundry detergents that you use for the bed sheets, the pillows and all that. And then the air is just circulating all those things, and that's what we are breathing. And then, so we have, and then the other things that we bring in is, if we have pets, we take them out for a walk, they come in, everything that they collected is actually on the floor. And then even our clothes, they collect all the different things that wherever we go, and we bring them in the house, in the home, and we don't understand. It surprises me that people actually still smoke today, even knowing everything else. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were like, oh, I smoke outside. I'm like, yeah, you smoke outside, but you bring everything in your clothes. And so when you hug your child, that's what they're breathing. When you hug your wife, when you sit down, it's in the furniture. So smoking at home, unless you go out and you take a shower and put new clothes, you're not doing anything. You're just smoking outside. So that's it. And then some of the things that people have, whether you have allergies or not. When you wake up in the morning, and the way to know that you have a toxic environment is you have, you know, itchy eyes, itchy nose, throat irritation. If you feel more fatigue, if you feel nausea, headaches, sinuses, shortness of breath, coughing and sneezing, all those things are actually, you know, give you an idea that, you know, the home environment is actually toxic. And, you know, I'd like to show, you know, so this has, you know, we talked about dust mites, mold spores, and by the time you actually see mold on the walls, that means it's actually on the inside, it's completely covered. It's because mold, you know, lives on inside of the walls. And so, you know, by the time you see it, you know, it's really all over, because that's what I found out, and that's what actually was making me sick. And they have all different kinds of molds, and you know, the black mold obviously is the most toxic. You know, that will kill you. And then we have other different kinds of molds, and you know, there's none that is good to breathe, because it really gets into your lungs and it gets into other organs as well. You know, talked about smoke. You know, grass pollen is what comes in, you know, when you open your windows or when you go out, you bring it in. And then we have all the household, you know, chemicals. You know, if any of you, please, if you put those plugins, please remove them. They are absolutely, you know, they are really, really bad chemicals. Unless you're using natural candles, they are made of toxins. If you're doing any kind of sprays, all those actually stay in the air and they're going directly into your lungs or into other parts of the body. So anybody using those, I would really, really, you know, beg you to remove them from your household. But that's all I have right now, and I'll just take some questions.
So I have a question. So how you have these air filters, right?
The purifiers.
How-
Yeah, that's a yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So can you share about the one that you were telling me about that you can actually wear on you?
Yeah, actually, I have it right here. Glad you talked about that. So basically, I work with a company who does, you know, or environmental health. They're all about health, but we are more about the air, because that's what something I don't think about. I actually bought mine because I used to travel a lot, and you know, when you get on a aeroplane, especially going overseas, you know, most people get to where they're going and they're sick because they're getting people from all over. You don't know what. So we have this little gadget. I call it a virtual mask, and you just, you know, it charges just like a phone, and you just turn it on and it actually cleans 2 feet off of you, so that anything that's coming off you is just expels it. Especially right now, you know, because of the pollen and everything else. So I don't live from, and especially during COVID, I didn't go anywhere without it. And I didn't have, for the most places, I didn't have to wear a mask, because that's actually what it not only protects me, but it protects other people. So whatever I breathe out is actually trapped in it. And, you know, if somebody else coughs like at me, you know, I don't actually get it. So that's, yeah, so we have that. And we have, you know, from the home, you know, we have technologies that are for the home. We have technologies for the car, because when you're driving, I live in Atlanta, and I don't know if anybody has gone through Atlanta. It takes you 3 hours to go somewhere that's supposed to take 20 minutes. And so when you have all those fumes getting in the car, and you know, you need, I don't care what you're doing, you need that to actually clean the air. So we have one for the car, we have one for the home, and our technology is actually in hospitals. And just a little bit history about our technology. So not one of those you go to Home Depot and get one. Is actually was made for the NASA space station. They wanted to see if they can grow food in space, and they actually created this technology, and it did such a good job there that they brought it to Earth, and it was started by major hospitals like the Cleveland Clinic. That's what they use in their surgery wards. So it kills, you know, MRSA. It kills literally we were the first people to be given the COVID virus. So it actually destroyed it in less than a minute. And so any, Mercer, it kills everything. It is actually used in every baseball, MLM baseball team. They all use them in their locker rooms. After 9/11, when the Pentagon was hit, we actually put those purifiers there, and that's how they were actually able to go back to work. And so the difference between it and anything else that is sold out there, everything else in it, whether it's a purifier or a filter, they have to take the air in. And you can imagine a room and all the air in going through one little thing is really impossible. But ours actually output, so it doesn't take air in, it actually goes to the pollution. And that's why it's able to actually kill mold, it's able to kill the viruses in the room. And actually it penetrates walls as well. So the only thing it doesn't penetrate is metal and glass. But it actually cleans also the surfaces, because I know, when you go, if somebody in the home actually has flu or cold and they touch the door and you go back and touch that door, you already have what they are carrying. And so what this does is actually cleans the surfaces as well, so that, the doors are actually cleaned as well, whether it's, flushing the toilet, whether it's, turning on the faucet, all those things are actually covered by it.
Okay, question. And it looks Dawn had a question, but did she answer your question, Dawn? And we have maybe like a minute.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think she did. I was just going to ask her about air filters, because I have one in every room of the house.
No, this one works for the whole house. It's not one of those you put in a room. So you buy according to your square footage. So if you have a 3,000 square feet, we have one for that. If you have 1,500, we have one for that. So
what company is this?
It's called Active Pure. And I'm gonna put something on the comments. I have one of those. Yeah, yeah, because and the nice thing about it, like the whatever you have, you have to change a lot, filters a lot.
Yeah.
This one, because it doesn't take air in, yeah, you don't, because the only filter that is in it is actually to protect the cell that does all the work, and you just vacuum it. It tells you when it's dirty, you vacuum it, and you're good to go.
And okay, yeah. Can you put the link in there, because I think I may have that, but I'm not sure. So okay. Thank you.
Not if it has to clean the whole house, not just one room. You can program it to. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh no, I go ahead and finish what you were saying.
I'm gonna put.
Do I have all your information right on here?
Yes,
Monica?
you do, and that
was a great presentation, and it, like, as you were talking, I was like, oh, I don't want to breathe. I don't want to breathe. And then, and then when you said about having a heart attack in the morning because you don't get enough oxygen, then I'm like, oh gosh, I got to breathe. I gotta breathe. Actually, I've been waking up a lot with headaches, so I definitely believe everything you're saying. So, all right. Thank you so much for sharing that. And I'm sure everybody would have more questions. So be sure to set up a one-to-one with Monica. And learn more about her amazing products and the company that she represents. And just want to make sure everybody gets out of here on time. So these are our upcoming spotlight speakers. I will say, if anybody cannot do their presentation on the date that they have scheduled, just let me know. I do have I believe Stephen would like to try to get on sooner than July 29th because he has some things coming up. Well, I moved you to July 29th, Stephen. Is Stephen still here?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Still muted, sorry.
If you can't do that date, just let me know, but I'm trying to move you up as I'm able to.
I actually want, let me see, hold on one sec.
I can move you to any of these dates down here. I think I had you.
I believe that's actually the date of the Plastic City Comic Con, but I'm just checking. July 29th? No, it's not. It's not. So
okay.
We're good.
All right. So if that works for you, but if anybody else
Mm-hmm.
has like where they can't do on that day, because he has these shows coming up, you'd like to be able to get in front of everybody, right, Stephen, and be able to share in case anybody wants to be able to advertise before those events come up. So
Yeah, yeah.
and
That one will be after the first show. Because we have that. I think it's the 27th, if I remember correctly, in July, and we have print lead times and all that good stuff to think of. But it's still a great whatchamacallit, the website, Global Comics. You can go on there anytime.
okay. And then I do want to mention that on the first 2 weeks, maybe three, no, the first 2 weeks in May. Wait, where's May? I'm looking for somebody who can step in for me as the host on those days. I'm going to be moving, and also working on having a huge moving sale and cleaning my house and all of that, and have to be out by the 15th. I'm moving into my apartment on the 4th. So if there's anybody who wants to step up and help me out, otherwise I will, try somehow or another to get to be able to do it. But I'd really appreciate any help anybody can give during that time. So and then whenever that already, April 15th, today is, oh, I forgot to wear my purple. It's Purple Up for military kids. It is the month of the military child. So be sure to acknowledge the military children in your life. Also, coming up on April 21st is National Yellow Bat Day. Look that up. It's just type in hashtag National Yellow Bat Day. I try to let y'all know things. Oh, that was not supposed to come up. Well, you're going to see the answer. Okay. The question was, and I messed up, what can you put in a bucket to make it weigh less? A hole. Okay. So I'm going to finish us out with our inspirational thought, which has to do with the bucket and the hole. A tiny hole can empty a great big bucket is one of the quotes. And the other is, most time is wasted not in hours, but in minutes. A bucket with a small hole in the bottom gets just as empty as a bucket that is deliberately kicked over. And those quotes are by Cynthia Lewis and Paul Meyer. So just something to think about when you plan your time or you let other things come in. And as you're managing your time as an entrepreneur, I thought that was very informative. And if anybody, I'm going to stop here. Thank you all for coming. Hope to see you all come next week. If anybody has any testimonials, any announcements, we've got a couple minutes. And if anybody needs to leave, I certainly understand.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you.
Bye. And Bill, it was great to have you. Oh, didn't give you a chance, did I? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Okay. Great. I'd love to have a one-to-one with you sometime because we're kind of in this a little bit. It sounds like we could help one another out. So would love that.
Sounds good. You said your calendar was on the chat there or something like that?
It's yes, angelanelson.life. And that
Okay.
will take you to my digital business card that has a link to my calendar.
Sounds good.
And Don, I feel like I've met you before. Have we met before?
Maybe we met on Alignable.
I'm wondering if maybe we met through an Alignable meeting.
Yeah, because I met I think I met Carlos before. I think I met him before an Alignable event. But I'm trying to meet like 100 people. So that's my goal for the month. So
Oh, that's great.
well,
Well,
I met you. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't been on the other Alignable meetings for a while, but I am hoping once I get my move behind me, I'm going to be really trying to get out and meet more people. And I would love to have a one-to-one with you too.
Yep.
So sounds like we have a lot of mutual interests with our kids in the military.
Yep, most
So
definitely.
thank you for your service, and thank you for your daughter's service, and
Yep.
And Bill for you as well, or William. Thank you for your service as well. Everybody
Thank you,
who
chat.
here has, yes. And John, did you pop in late or did you get a chance? Did I miss you earlier? I can't hear you. Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah, you did, but that's all right.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what? I think my screen, I think we were full. So I didn't get everybody, maybe everybody who was on the next screen over. I apologize. See, I need help. If anybody wants to step up and be and be our business brief moderator, I am more than happy to spread the work around. And John is with Mill City Marketing, and he helps people to advertise their businesses, right? Is that right, John?
That's right. You want to build your business and get more customers? Get in touch with me. I'm also barking up a couple of new trees to enhance that.
Oh, great.
More on that later.
Okay, sounds good. Have you had a chance to get with Stephen? Might be another resource for some of your
I don't think
clients.
I have.
Yeah. Did you get the invite that I sent you, John, for the if anybody wants access to that Google spreadsheet, you will not only have access to today's meeting, but all the meetings
I
previous.
believe I did. I have to look through again. I get so many.
Oh, to save
emails.
your chat, by the way, you go to the chat, go down to the bottom, the very bottom next to where you would type, there's 3 little dots and it says, and you hover over that says more, click on those. And there's an option to save the chat. So make sure you do that. And then I'm going to stop recording. Everybody say bye. I didn't get picture again. Shoot. Yeah.